YouTube? I'm back again for another preview, another special Kickstarter preview, and today I'm very excited to check out Jetpack Joyride from Lucky Duck Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, age is 8+, it'll take about 30 minutes to play, and in Jetpack Joyride, this is based off the immensely popular mobile app in which you are going to be playing as a dude who's on a jetpack trying to avoid lasers and high-five scientists collect coins. They took that and they made it into a game, a board game, where you're going to simultaneously, which means you're all going to be doing stuff fast and frantically, trying to high-five scientists and avoid rockets and lasers and stuff like that. Let's check out the conversion and how it works. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Jetpack Joyride. So before we get started, I do want to mention this is the promotional copy I have in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So first and foremost, we have our handy dandy rule booklet, 8 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples. Incredibly well done, should have you up and running very smoothly. In fact, these last 3 pages are just what all the different gadgets, all the different missions, and how to play solo. So it really is a short, simple rule booklet that will have you up and running quickly. So in Jetpack Joyride, what you're going to be doing is over the course of 3 rounds, you're going to try to get the most points. You're going to do that by putting these Tetris-y style pieces onto your level, and you're going to have your level set up down here. Now I do want to mention I only have 3 parts of my level set up. Normally I have a 4th part, but as you can see, for camera purposes, it's just easier to have 3, and I can still teach you how to play the game. So at the beginning of the game, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be setting out your 4 tiles, and they are double-sided. They're going to have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in the upper left-hand corner. You're going to set those out, and then you're going to set out a certain amount of these pieces right here. So as you can see, there's a lot of extra pieces in the box. That will depend on the player count that you are playing. Next, you're going to flip over 3 of these mission cards, which are these radioactive ones right here. They're going to score you a certain number of stars, which are victory points, if you're able to complete them. So escape the lab. That just means being the first person to be done. Collect 5 coins in a sector, because as you can see, there are coins in different sectors. Rub your head on the roof for 10 blocks. So that just means you have to be at the top right there. So I'm going to have you high-fiving scientists. Don't touch the roof or the floor in a sector. Run 10 blocks on foot. Reach sector 4. Don't harm any scientists. Lots of various different things you're going to have to complete there. I'd say there's probably about maybe 15, 12, 18, somewhere in that range. Also, we have these gadget cards right here, which we'll talk a little bit later. So, how do you start the game? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a look at these pieces, and this is a simultaneous action game, which means everyone is going to be going at the exact same time. So once you say go, everyone is going to just start going. So how do you go? Well, you're going to reach out here. You're going to grab one piece that you think is going to help you out. And then your goal is to start on the left side of your area over here and make your way through your maze. So I might do that right there. So I've locked myself up a coin. And then, you know what? Ooh, I'll go right here. That's a nice fit right there as well. Now there are a couple rules. You can't go diagonal. You can't overlap pieces, which I feel like is kind of obvious. You can't hit the lasers or the rockets, which once again I feel like is pretty obvious stuff. You have to put a piece so that it's touching an adjacent piece each and every time, so you're always going to have to be connecting. You can't just be like, oh yeah, this piece would be perfect right here. I'll just put it right there. No, that's not how it works. So let's see. I might do that right there. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. So really the crux of the game is whether or not you want to sacrifice, whether or not you want to go super fast, or whether or not you want to try and get all the coins or try to complete the missions. So let's see, going right to that someone's not going to work. Anywho, you're going to continue to do this until someone says stop, or until you all agree that there's no pieces out there that will work in your lab, or until, what was the third condition? Or until, oh, you run out of pieces. Duh. Once that has happened, so someone has finished at the end, which most of the time is how it happens, you're going to say stop. Then you're going to go to what's called the scoring phase, which is where we go back to our handy-dandy little scoring pad. So first thing, you're going to get points for all of the coins you went over. Hooray for you! You went over coins, you're going to get points. Next, did you complete missions? If you completed missions, then you're going to get stars. There you go. You're going to total that up, and you're going to do it over the course of 3 rounds. But in between each round, you're going to reset, which means boop, 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 get all this stuff off, flip it over, get yourself a new little area. But the coolest aspect, though, in my personal opinion, is the fact that you're going to put out X number of cards, X being the number of players. So let's pretend we're playing a 3-player game. You're going to put these out here, and then you are going to be able to draft these special ability cards right here. The person who's in last place at the moment gets to pick first, and then second place picks second. First place gets whatever's left over. So, For every missile you near miss from the front, you get yourself a star. You can fly through missiles, so you can just fly through this thing real fast. +2 for every drop off the roof. So yeah, these are going to completely change how you play the game. And luckily, each one is very clearly laid out in the back of the rules here. So yeah, and all the cards as well, very clearly laid out in the rules. But that, in a nutshell, after you go through 3 rounds and see who has the highest score, is how you're going to play Jetpack Joyride. Alrighty then, Jetpack Joyride from Lucky Duck Games. Currently on Kickstarter right now. Be sure to check out that link down below. Who might be digging this game? So first and foremost, if you like asymmetrical powers, I really like how the variable player powers in this work. So after each round, you're going to be able to draft one of the special abilities out there, which is going to change slightly how you play. Maybe you want to go on the roof. Maybe you want to high-five scientists. Maybe you just want to go as fast as you can because you can go through rockets now. Each time you play the game, you're going to have a slightly different character based on how you draft, which is always pretty dang cool. Next, it has a solo mode, which is always a great thing to have in a game, especially if it's a lot like the multiplayer mode, which this one is. So it's going to teach you how to play the game, so you can teach other people how to play the game even better, which is something that I really do enjoy when games include that. Last but not least, if you're a fan of the original Jetpack Joyride, but you're not much of a board gamer, I think this might be one you check out because it's easy to learn, it's easy to teach, and it's not overly complex. Like, I feel like this is without a doubt what's called a gateway game, which means even if you haven't played any other hobby games out there, like no Catan, no Ticket to Ride, no this, no that, I feel you could easily pick this game up, look through the rules, figure out how to play it with your family, and have no problem, which is always a good thing, especially when you're trying to appeal to the mass market, like Jetpack Joyride obviously is a mass market game. So there you go. That's Jetpack Joyride from Lucky Duck Games, but it looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know. What is your favorite mobile game of all time? Man, that's really, really hard for me. I have been incredibly addicted to a couple of them. Hearthstone really comes to my mind. Clash Royale currently comes to my mind. I'm about to hit level 13, which is just incredibly embarrassing when I think about all the hours that I played that on the toilet. What was it? Little Empire. I was big onto that one. I played a good deal of the South Park one before I hit the paywall. That just bugged the crap out of me. But let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite mobile game of all time? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.